If I were to ask you to introduce yourself without mentioning your job title or what you do for a living, would you be able to do that without thinking much? Don't worry, you are definitely not alone. So, we are so strongly intertwined with our professional identities that we have forgotten who we truly are beyond our careers. As adults, we've been taught to focus on our career, the one thing that we are paid to do. It is the priority, I get that. And our other interests, the things that we used to spend hours doing in our childhood, get categorized into hobbies that we do in our spare time, only if we have the spare time. We've created a culture where taking time for ourselves feels wrong, feels unnecessary, where pursuing interests outside of work comes with a side of guilt.
It was found that over half of employees in the United States did not use up their allotted vacation time. Of those who did take a vacation, 2/3 of them continued working during vacation, and 16% take time off to do more work.
Actually, this is not surprising for me. I've seen people do that around me as well. Now, you must be wondering why am I talking about all this in this video. Okay, let me explain.
5 years ago, when I was 22, I'd started my corporate journey full of energy and excitement to learn and grow in my career. I was pouring all my energy into climbing the corporate ladder, chasing the next deadline, the next promotion. I thought I was doing everything right to have the successful career as an IT engineer. Soon I realized I had almost given up on doing the things that I really enjoyed doing.
I had become one-dimensional. My entire self-worth was tied to my professional achievements, which were not really fulfilling. And I had actually forgotten about the other parts of myself, the artist in me, the athlete in me, the explorer and the creator I loved being. I had let every other aspect of myself fade away, thinking that they were not important for my successful career in IT. I didn't know who I was outside of my job, and I did not like the person I was becoming in this corporate world. I felt lost, but in reality, I was facing identity crisis. क्या होता है भाई, मुझे भी नहीं पता था. Like when I read this book called The Defining Decade, in which the author talks about it, and she says that how crucial your 20s are in your identity formation. So that's how I got to know about it. But the whole point here is that when we solely focus only on our careers in our 20s, then we risk losing exploring our multifaceted selves. And that was actually bothering me. Why? Because careers can change, industries evolve, and you can simply burn out. So when your entire sense of self is wrapped around a job or a company, what happens when it changes or disappears? So building my identity on a foundation that can shift at any moment is the stupidest thing that I can do. So this book, The Defining Decade, also talks about the solution to this identity crisis that I mentioned. So the solution here is building your identity capital. Okay, let me explain what it is.
Identity capital is our collection of personal assets. It is the repertoire of individual resources that we assemble over time. These are the investments we make in ourselves, the things we do well enough or long enough that they become part of who we are. Identity capital is how we build ourselves bit by bit over time.
And that's when I realized how important my hobbies were. Honestly, hobbies are not something that you do only in your spare time. They're just so much more than that. I knew that I had to deliberately get back to doing things that I really love doing. And that's when hobbies just changed everything for me.
I started creating videos again after not posting anything for a year on YouTube. I went on a solo trip after 3 years. I joined basketball coaching and started playing it again after my university days. I got more consistent with writing content online. Initially, getting back at my hobbies felt a little overwhelming, but then amazing things started to happen. I started to feel more fulfilling. I was excited about learning new things as a hobby, and it was the best thing I could ever do. Whenever I would come back from a basketball game, I would sleep like a baby, all tired and refreshed at the same time. It's always fun to use those crayons and colorful sticky notes, isn't it? They remind us of our childhood. So, here's how my hobbies help me, and they can help you too. I got a creativity boost. My video making hobby improved my writing skills as well as video editing skills. And that got me a few paid gigs for making video content. I mean, isn't that crazy? Getting paid for something that you love doing. Then there's stress relief. Playing sports gave me an outlet for stress, making me more relaxed and focused at work. I think this is the most underrated advantage of hobbies. Then there are new perspectives. Writing content improved my communication skills and helped me see problems from different angles. Then my solo trips helped me expand my network. I met people from diverse backgrounds, broadening my worldview and even leading to new professional opportunities. I got a few sponsored trips and I got paid for traveling and creating content. My hobbies weren't just fun, they were reshaping my identity in powerful ways. But the most important change was internal.
I no longer felt defined solely by my job. You see, I started to increase my identity capital and it was adding value to who I am. Also, I was investing into who I might want to be next. And here's the most interesting part. As I invested more in my hobbies, my work performance actually increased and improved. I was more creative, more resilient and happier at work. So if you see, my hobbies didn't detract from my career, but it actually enhanced it.
Now, if you still have no time for your hobbies, there's nothing I can do about it. It's completely yours. But here's the thing, hobbies aren't a luxury, they are a necessity. It's not about finding time, it's about making time. Even 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference. And it's an investment in yourself, in your well-being, and yes, in your career. Remember, you're not your job title. You're a complex, multifaceted individual with unique interests and talents. Your hobbies are a reflection of that richness, and they deserve your time and attention.
So let me ask you one more time. Introduce yourself without mentioning your job title. How would you do it? Whatever your answer is, that's the person your hobbies will help you become. A richer, fuller and more successful version of yourself.